to be a Muslim is a crime in India.
Now the question remains, do Muslims in India, do the minorities in India, have they been guaranteed the right to have rights? And is this a question for Indian democracy?
It's really disturbing to know that the schools in Karnataka has decided to ban hijab when it comes to their uniform code. But it is not surprising because I strongly believe that it is not a spur of the moment decision by them, whereas it is a part of the loop of hatred or bigotry that has been practicing since, some say since 2014, some say since 1947 whatsoever. What I am pretty much sure is that banning hijab is not about a dress, just like banning beef was never about food and mutlaq was never about gender. It is but about the sheath of religion you carry in your everyday life, and it is not about just Sangh Parivar, because to be a Muslim is a crime in India. And of course it is a venial crime when it comes to your liberal progressive circles, and it is a mortal sin to the Sangh Parivar, but it is a crime to everybody in India.
Artificial dichotomy has been created by the Karnataka government and those college authorities who have disbarred Muslim students from entering college premises on grounds that they are wearing hijab. And the two spheres of rights are, namely, the right to freedom of religion and the right to education. And the dichotomy which has been created is false and misleading. It's the dichotomy which has been created, which has been imposed upon different spheres of rights, is an extremely misleading move, is an extremely unconstitutional thing to do. In fact, scholars like Hannah Arendt have spoken about the right to have rights. Now the question remains, do Muslims in India, do the minorities in India, have they been guaranteed the right to have rights? And is this a question for Indian democracy, perhaps?
The different strategies implemented by the Hindutva forces to intimidate Muslim women is taking different paths and shapes to a point where even the fundamental right is questioned. If their former targets were vocalizing Muslim women, now it's all progressed and transformed to hijabis. This way they are trying to erase the very Muslim identity that we've been keeping for so long, like the hijabs in schools which have been in practice since time immemorial. This can be so very evident in the very empowering fight, response and gestures of our young Muslim girls in Karnataka who are fighting against the Karnataka government, where they are disallowed from wearing hijab, but saffron shawls are promoted. This clearly speaks out a volume on how none of your expectations are going to be fulfilled. We shall always fight for our rights, and that cannot be compromised. That is beyond your expectations.
The Constitution of India provides us, the citizens of India, with an exhaustive set of rights enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution between Articles 14 and 32. With Article 32, it gives us the right to constitutional remedies, saying that citizens have the right to move the Supreme Court, I am quoting the Indian Constitution, the right to move the Supreme Court by appropriate proceedings for the enforcement of the rights conferred by this part, and this is guaranteed. So if any of the rights which are guaranteed in this Constitution, namely the right to freedom of religion, the right to equality, the right to education, if any of these rights are infringed upon, citizens have the right to appeal to the judiciary for judicial redress.
I have to say to the people in India is that this is not about, to the Muslim people in India is that this is not about us. It is about them. It is about them changing. It is about them growing. It is not about us changing or us growing. We have to be ourselves, and that is being beautifully implemented by the hijabis in Karnataka and the students, Muslim students there. All we have to do is to support them with all with our prayers and with whatsoever we can do that, and let's do that.